If you want one of those New Year's language learning videos where it's like, hey guys, I have all my goals ready for 2026. I have it all planned out. I know everything I'm doing. Here's my list of 20 goals. This is not one of those videos. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anything, honestly. This is the trenches. We do this every year. Welcome back to the polyglot identity crisis. We have to choose our languages for 2026, and it's a daunting task. It is a daunting task, I will say. Somebody help him. Hey y'all, welcome back. If you're new to the channel, my name's Elysse. I speak 1 gajillion languages. Not really, but we're getting close. And this is why it's really, really hard to choose between them every year, because it feels like the question is, what child do I want to neglect this year? Like, it's not fun. I am at the point where I'm pursuing so many languages that I have to accept that with every language I focus on, it's gonna be like 2 steps forward, 1 step back in another language. So like, yeah, if I was to give a quick like Spotify Wrapped overview of the last, like from the end of summer until now, I've just been focused on French, Turkish, and German. And focus is an interesting word, because have I literally touched any language learning since October? Probably not. Probably not. Life gets that way sometimes. I'm sorry. I've been on my passive shit. I've been on my podcast in the morning, crossword, yada yada, go to sleep type vibe. So my first step when I'm like resetting my language goals or refreshing or whatever is to just do a big old brain dump, also known as like a mind map. It's just where you dump out all your thoughts on paper, and I'm gonna dump out all my thoughts on language learning. Each of my languages, where I'm at with them, what I want to do with them, pain points I might have with them, so I can just get a bit more clarity, and it will make it easier to see like where my priorities are and what I really want to do in the beginning of next year. So I'm gonna go do that at a cafe. You're coming with me, and then we will meet back here and regroup. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Okay, bye. Let's go. You can tell from the look on my face how much I do not want to go outside in this Berlin weather, but we gotta do what we gotta do. So we are at the Pink Cafe today, and if you can't tell, they sell coffee. This is my first time here. I actually really liked it. A lot of cafes in Berlin love to serve this like nothing burger, minimalism, metal, like, I don't know. So a pop of color is always nice. Got a nice view. Got myself a Sprudelwasser, and it's just spicy enough. So let's get into it. Guys, I bought this sketch pad at Edeka specifically for doing brain dumps, and this is definitely AI. Right? Like, okay. I mean, I use ChatGPT here and there, don't get me wrong, but can we just leave art alone? Am I a hypocrite? I don't know. So I'm just starting from the middle, and I'm making arrows to all of my languages, and yes, I have to count them every time to make sure I don't forget any. And from there, it's pretty self-explanatory. I just write down any thoughts, problems, ideas I'm having with that language, and it can be as chaotic or as neat as you prefer, but you know me, I always prefer chaos. It is literally so dark in here. It's 4 p.m. bro. This is winter. This is winter in Berlin. So I'm back home with my mind map, word web, brain dump, whatever you want to call it. And first of all, I scanned it so that you can see it clearly. You know me, we got the production team on this one, but I think looking at this, I feel like I need some mental help or something, because this looks like that one meme from Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So Turkish, we've already gone over a bit. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about this, but my main frustration is that it takes so long to make sentences. I'm at that kind of like A2, B1 in between like purgatory level where I can hold a basic conversation, but it's really choppy. So just trying to break into like more fluent basic conversation next year maybe. Has that been my goal for 3 years? Mind your business. Spanish. So I have gotten way too comfortable with my Spanish. Ya saben que hablo español con un nivel C1 más o menos, pero estoy bien rusty porque yo creo que alcancé el nivel C1 y pensé, pues ya no necesito estudiar el idioma. But that's not true. I haven't really been doing anything, like any habits or routines or anything to maintain it in like low-key 2 years. Like, it's been a long time. So I definitely want to have Spanish on my like maintenance radar next year. And I kind of want to like re-Mexicanize my Spanish, if that's the thing, because you guys know that I learned primarily the Mexican dialect. And so I think because I haven't really been speaking and using Spanish in the last couple of years, it's kind of gotten like homogenized, and it sounds, I don't know, just not how I want it to sound. I liked that it sounded really like you could hear what I had learned and like where I'm from, basically, even though I'm not from there, you know what I mean? So I think to maintain it in the new year, something that I might like to do is like watch reality TV. I watched Love is Blind Mexico and I really loved that. So if I can find some more shows like that or leave some recommendations, let me know. We'll see where that goes. Portuguese. You'll notice that Portuguese, Italian, and Farsi all have in common that there's just an area that says fun, fun, fun next to it, because these are my languages that next year I want like zero pressure. So yeah, Portuguese is one of those languages. I don't feel a lot of pressure with Portuguese. However, my biggest kind of like focus for Portuguese in the new year is going to be sticking to European Portuguese and doing a lot of speaking and listening to really make that stick. So yeah, some ways I'm going to be doing that is, you know, taking preply classes or italki, whatever. Just one-on-one private classes. Maybe finding some YouTubers or vloggers, listening to podcasts, watching cooking videos. I really love Portuguese food and I love cooking and I love watching people cooking. So there you go. Yeah, I feel like that's really the rub with like learning a specific dialect is you just need a lot of speaking and listening to kind of like adjust your ear and like your speaking reflexes, if that makes sense. All right, Italian, also a fun language. Absolutely no pressure on this one. I think a fun vehicle to learn and continue like building on my Italian next year, since I already do understand so much of it, since, you know, Spanish and Portuguese and all that. A fun vehicle would be maybe like history and art videos and documentaries. I really love history and there's just so much interesting Italian history, I feel like. But it doesn't just have to be about Italy. Like it could be world history just in Italian. I don't know. Okay, next, ASL, American Sign Language. For those of you that don't know, which is probably most of you because I don't talk about it like ever, I know American Sign Language. I minored in it in school. And so I feel like I kind of did the same thing I have with Spanish, because I've just kind of, I don't know, not really used it because I felt comfortable to a certain level, but that's definitely faded away. So I kind of want to like reactivate my ASL next year. It's definitely going to be not a super priority, but like medium priority next year. Maybe the biggest thing I want to work on with ASL next year is like making my ASL really idiomatic and like native ASL and not like signed exact English, which if you are into sign language, you know what that means. Like American Sign Language is not just like signed English. It's completely different in its structure, like the way it expresses things, and a lot of things don't even translate into English well, so you know the vibe. So I definitely want to like ASLify my ASL and make it less Englishy. Okay, how many languages we got left? 3. Okay, Farsi is also a fun language. You guys know I'm dating an Iranian. All right. Shoot me, I'm learning a language for love. Like nobody's ever done it before, calm down. But I think my biggest thing is I want to invest in the language outside of just like using it in / learning it for my relationship. Like I really want to find my own cultural or like just personal link to it. So I think some cool ways to do that could be like translating songs and picking apart songs, both English to Farsi and Farsi to English, maybe. Reality TV, my sister-in-law, she put me on this really funny show. I forget what it's called. It's like Love Island, but Iranian. German. I told you guys that I want to take the C1 exam next year around April. I still have that goal. I still really want to do it. I haven't signed up or paid for the exam yet, and that price tag is looking crazy. So not looking forward to being like 250 euros poorer. But I'm definitely going to focus a lot on speaking and writing. I think my reading and listening are pretty okay. But yeah, so I'm probably going to spend most of the time studying before April, doing like mini essays or like mini oral presentations, because those, you know, both of those things you have to do on the exam. French is such a mess, dude. I hate this language low-key. No, but it's true. I've been having like an identity crisis about French for like since I graduated high school. Not to flex or anything, but I was the best French student in my class. And I think I very much kind of like associated that with my love for learning French, was like, it's something I'm really good at. And I think when I graduated and I finished my exams and all that with French, I just had no direction with it. And I'm like, what am I doing with this language? And I still don't really know, guys. I feel like I put it on the brain dump. So I feel like I need to, like with Farsi, I need to find some kind of like cultural link or personal interest or something that will really give me like a motivation. So we made it through this literal So let's plan for Q1. So I don't know if this is like a big bomb to drop, but I don't have any goals for 2026. I feel like it hasn't really ever worked for me in the past. It doesn't motivate me. And I feel like that should be the main point of a goal, right? It's like something to strive towards, something to work for. But instead, I feel like for me, I just always end up like self-sabotaging, because I don't know. It's just like when I speak something into existence and put it out there that it's something I want to do, somehow I just always, I don't know, get anxious and like feel it hanging over my head. And then I don't do it. So if that's relatable, let me know. So I'm shifting my mindset from like goals to intentions and short-term intentions, which is why I'm not setting any yearly goals or making any yearly plans. We're going by quarter. So like quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. So right now we're just focusing like between January 1st and March 31st. And that is all I'm planning for. And that feels very good. Highly recommend it. It just makes things feel a lot more doable. I don't know. It's not like this big goal, this big plan. It's just like, hey, 3 months, let's try it out and adjust. So I'm just going to talk about this off the dome. I don't have it all planned out. Normally I would do this in my like plan and track template that I have, which you can also snag if you want. You guys know that I'm a big Notion girly. And so I have like, my polyglot playbook, my activity guide, my resource list, everything, like it's all on Notion. So what I'm thinking is for the first quarter, I want to study 4 languages every week. Okay, hear me out. I'm thinking if I put the languages into specific roles, it will make it clear how I can like, I don't know, make my routine, if that makes sense. So I want to have a focus language, which in this case is going to be German, which is going to get the most attention and like the most effort. But so German, I feel like I'm going to be focusing a lot on speaking lessons, doing like mini oral presentations, just recording myself, and mini essays, like I mentioned, all of this to practice for the C1 exam. I want to have 2 maintenance languages. So I'm thinking those are going to be Spanish and Turkish, where, I'm just doing like a little 1-2, like just trying to keep it active, learn some new stuff, maybe read, but no big pressure. My maintenance languages, I feel like this is a really cool idea. Let me know what you think. Something I really want to do is to write a short story in each of these languages and just do like 1 to 3 sentences a day, because that's super doable, and it still requires like, I don't know, a lot of thought and like, I don't know, writing, vocab effort, that kind of thing. And then, by the end of the 3 months, by the end of the quarter, I'll have like a full short story. I feel like that'd be cool, no? Alternatively, I could just journal if I don't feel like, contributing to the short story, but it's the same kind of mechanism, just like bit by bit, contributing, writing, keeping it active. And then the fun language, I think it's going to be ASL. And this is just like a weekends kind of language. Anything I feel like doing, just honestly, probably mostly passive with, just whenever I feel like. No plan at all, just vibing. And that is pretty much all I have like solidified right now. I might have some more like detailed updates in the new year, but you guys know me. I'm a very lax language learner. I don't have like a very strict plan. That's kind of just like set me up for self-sabotage in the past. So I try to keep things very kind of just like... So yeah, closing thoughts. I feel like around this time of year, everyone's always like, oh, the new year, like I'm going to be completely different. This is my year. I'm going to change my entire life. I'm not doing that. I think my focus for the next year is just going to be like slow and sustainable integration of good habits that feel natural. Oh my God, I'm turning 26 next year. Oh my God. Low-key, my hair looks kind of shiny. Have you guys noticed that? I'm having a good hair day. When I wake up and I decided to film and it just so happens that I'm having a good hair day, I'm like, I'm gonna end this video here. Happy New Year. Holy shit, it's happening again. Let's do it. So I want to hear from you guys though. What are you guys focusing on? What are your intentions for your language learning in 2026? And also just how is life? How is your December going? Because we all have lives outside of this whole language learning shebang, and we gotta remember that. So don't take it too serious. Have fun with it. Just let me know how's life. I'm gonna go make a cup of chamomile tea. Bye.